What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Um, you know what, man? I didn't really want to react. I didn't really want to react to the whole Kevin Durant trade. To be honest with you, for me, Kevin Durant. I know the media is not gonna, thrash Kevin Durant, even though they could. You know, but you're gonna hear it from me. Okay, I had when Kevin Durant was coming out of Texas, I had high hopes for him. You know, I thought he was going to be one of those players that, you know, everybody could thrive on. You know, his journey so far in the NBA has been a big, utter disappointment. He's he went to the finals one time in his what 13th, 14th season, and that was when he was with Oklahoma City Thunder, right? After that, he's never sniffed another championship, or he's never made it to another NBA Finals until he left to go to Golden State, the team that he beat or the team that he lost to. He won two championships there. I believe he was I believe he went I believe he played for the Oklahoma City Thunder for about 8 years, right? He left that because he couldn't make it work. He went to the team that beat him, won two championships there, could have won a third one, but I believe obviously injuries happened and Toronto was just loaded on both ends of the court. And I don't really care if Kevin Durant was healthy. I mean, Kevin Durant is a one-minded dude. You know, he only knows offense, and that's it. He was not gonna slow nobody down on defense. He was not gonna, dig in his bag of tricks and fucking, play defense all of a sudden, because that's not his mindset. His mindset is only scoring buckets. That's all he knows. I'm not saying that he can't play defense, but when you're so talented on offense, why you even try? But anyways, he won two championships there, and he went to Brooklyn because obviously a lot of people was on his back. Oh, you can't win without the Splash Brothers, and he needed that. He needed to go to a team where they had zero aspirations, zero championships, and he went to the Brooklyn Nets. He had to choose whether it was the Knicks or the Nets. He didn't obviously. I think he didn't like the way management was with the Knicks. I couldn't blame him. He went to the Nets. He formed a super team with James Harden, Kyrie Irving. He called it the ISO gang. Didn't really pan out, and I've been trying to tell everybody last year this crap was not gonna work. Everybody had the Nets favored. I think Vegas had them like plus 1,200. Um, so it was all the hype, and they folded. They folded like a cheap tent. James Harden got choked up. Kevin Durant missed a lot of games. Kyrie Irving. I mean, it was just built up of excuses, injuries. And now we're doing the whole thing all over again, right? Because obviously bump the picks. Because we know 3 years, 4 years down the road, we don't know what these picks are going to accumulate. We don't know what these picks are going to become. You know what I'm saying? In my beliefs, I believe that Kevin Durant doesn't know what he wants. I believe he cannot make up his mind on things that he wants. Kevin Durant is the biggest failure on God's green earth. And I know a lot of people are not going to push his buttons. I know a lot of people are not going to say what he needs to hear. He needs to hear this. It's, I mean, obviously, if you go back and look at that trade with Greg Odom and Kevin Durant, obviously Kevin Durant went number one. Greg Odom went number two. Obviously, Greg Odom career didn't pan out. He's doing terrific as a head coach, as you can see. Kevin Durant's been in the league for, what, 13, 14 years? He has yet to proven that he can carry a team by himself and win the whole thing. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy. But to me, I think Kevin Durant takes the easy way out. He had a great situation in Brooklyn. Why did he leave Brooklyn? It's not like they had a crappy record. They still don't have a crappy record. But I believe Kevin Durant knows that if he takes that team to the playoffs, all he has to do is win 40-plus games, 50-plus games. I know they can get there because if you look at their schedule is very easy. He believes that if he runs into the Milwaukee Bucks, if he runs into the Heat, if he runs to these teams that could give them issues, he's going to fold like a cheap tent. So that's why I think he went to Phoenix. Same situation with Brooklyn. Neither got championships. You got Chris Paul, who freaking chokes in big games. You got Devin Booker, who obviously doesn't know how to lead yet. And you got DeAndre Ayton, who plays when he feels like it. And you gave up half your bench. You gave up half your bench and 4 future draft picks to the Nets to acquire Kevin Durant. Now, obviously, right now he's injured. Obviously. But, man, if this thing blows up in Kevin Durant's face, but obviously people are not going to call him out because he's just going to go right to Twitter and be in his feelings. That's, obviously that's what happens when you're raised by a single mother. You inhabit those characteristics, you know what I'm saying? Like you become a mama's boy, kind of, you know? I mean, hell, my son was a mama boy. I was never a mama's boy, you know? My friends told me that like a long time ago, like being a mama's boy will get you nowhere in life. Because you have to depend on her so many damn times. And when you don't have her in your life, you're going to self-destruct. You know what I'm saying? That's why you need a man. That's why a boy needs a man. I'm not saying that they don't need their mom, but when you need to toughen them up and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Kobe, you look at Michael, you look at AI. At least they had some male influence in their life. Kevin Durant never had that. That's why he storms out or he lashes out on Twitter because he's very sensitive. But in hindsight, I know it's not going to work. And I don't want to be here bashing Kevin Durant. I think he's a good dude. I just think he makes rational decisions. I think he just makes poor decisions. He doesn't think when he makes decisions. He just, go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are favoriting the Suns because now they got this big 4 duo, which we already seen how super teams crash and burn, in big moments. You know what I'm saying? You look at Miami Heat. They were supposed to spank the Cavaliers. I mean, not the Cavaliers, the Mavericks. Like, the Lakers should have dominated the Pistons. The Lakers should have not let the Sixers win one game. But that's what sports is, the unthinkable. You know what I'm saying? So, I just feel like Kevin Durant right now doesn't know what he wants, like I said. I mean, everything is just lined up for him. If you go back in his, I'm not even going to count his supersonic years. If you go to his first year in Oklahoma City, everything was lined up. He was very young. He had a very good core around him. He couldn't win. Okay? I mean, do I need to tell the whole story again? Y'all already know Kevin Durant's journey. I call him a journeyman. He's a journeyman. He just hops from team to team to team, find ways to win, and if he doesn't have his way or if that team self-destructs and lose, he goes to another team and he bails on this team and he goes to another team and he does the same thing. It's kind of like a Super Saiyan. What does this Super Saiyan do? You know, they go from planet to planet to planet. If they don't see what they like, they blow it up and they go to the next planet. Kind of like kind of like KD and Kyrie. They don't know what they want. I mean, if it wasn't for LeBron James, Kyrie wouldn't even have a ring. If it wasn't for Kevin Durant's decision to go to Golden State Warriors, he would have been ringless. And I believe it's not even about the rings. Because look how bad we bash Barkley, Iverson for not winning rings, but what they did on the court, how they influence others. Like basketball is not about rings, man. It's not. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Sports shouldn't be about rings. It should be about impactment, and it should be about impacting others, influencing others. How did Michael Jordan influence the whole generation of his era? All you see is Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan. He influenced a whole generation. That's what sports is about. Sports is about influencing others, not, oh, look how many championships I won. Because at the end of the day, what the hell does a championship mean? Nothing. It's a participation trophy, I mean, Robert Horry got 7, and we don't claim him to be the GOAT. He was just in the right teams at the right time. Oh, actually, he was on the right teams at the right time. You look at Iverson. I mean, people might say, well, if Iverson had help, hey, he did the best that he could. Even when he went to Denver, that team was fairly okay, but he wasn't the star on that team. Melo was. And you see how the Denver Nuggets treated him, He wanted out. He got out. He went to the Knicks. And the rest was history, But to go back to what I was saying before, man, I mean, people just got to hold people accountable. And I know people are not going to hold KD accountable because it's sports, Like, if he makes a mistake, oh, pat on the back. Oh, we feel sorry for you. Oh, he'll get it next time, But no, And if he thinks that doing this is going to stop people from talking, he's sadly mistaken. Now, obviously, if they fail to win anything, they can always try next year and the next year, because the number one reason why he went to the West was to avoid 2 teams. Actually, 3 teams. The Bucks, the Celtics, and the Heat. Because all 3 of them give him problems. Not as a whole, because obviously there's 5-on-5. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to throw your best player at KD and expect them to slow him down. the way that they play defense bothers KD. Like, he feels like if he goes back to the West where he started his career, he said, not he said, but I think he has a better shot at going back to the NBA Finals because he doesn't have to go through the East. But he's still going to have to face one of those teams in the finals. Whether it's Giannis, whether it's Tatum, whether it's Jimmy Butler in the Heat, he's still going to have to face those teams. So he's running away from his problems, and his problems is going to catch up to him real quick. So that's all I have to say. I mean, there was a lot of trades that went down, obviously, with the Knicks. We gave up Cam Reddish. I'm highly disappointed. I thought him and RJ, especially, with the Duke connection, and these damn connections, yo. Like, I mean, just because you played in college together doesn't mean that you're going to dominate the NBA like you did when you was in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't have the same vibe to it, But, we got, Josh Hart, who's a very good wing defender. He's a very go. He's a very. He's a accountable. He's accountability on shooting a three, on shooting threes. He can rebound pretty good. He's a pretty good defender. We only had to give up our 2023 draft pick to get him, plus Cam Reddish, who never got to see, the field or the court, I should say. So that's a nice little pickup. I don't expect the Knicks to make big splashes in free agency. I really don't, because that's not their MO. But it was a good pickup. I mean, I wish we would have gotten I wish we would have gotten a draft pick back. But it is what it is. I think getting a player versus getting a pick is obviously better, because we don't know what that pick is going to lead to. We might be picking 10th. Is it unprotected? Is that pick top 10, top 5? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, like, look at that Porzingis trade, or that's that pick that led to Porzingis being drafted. We got pick number 4, and we drafted Porzingis at number 4. So, I mean, it is what it is. I can't even talk. I just woke up. That's it. That's like, comment, subscribe. On the road to 1K. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, take care of yourself and each other.